So the first 15 minutes from that you teased in the panel today gives a kind of interesting dynamic for where the big bad is coming now that you've sort of set up where the season is going. How did you guys decide to have a group of the big bad be people that were already immune to the virus?
We thought about who would be the most dangerous and interesting villains for the season, and immunes provide both of that. You know, they don't need the cure, they don't, and they want to destroy the cure because the cure is a threat to them. It distinguishes them from other people in the first season who wanted the cure for themselves, either to control the world or to be able to have it for themselves or sell it. This is the most dangerous enemy they can have. And also, it provides a really interesting theme for the show, which is what it means to survive and what the advantages that they have in terms of being able to walk the earth and everyone else is afraid. They really have a lot of power. As I said in the panel, they're kind of like superheroes, right? Because everyone else has to walk around with gas masks or protect themselves, whatever. They just walk around like, unbreakable. And the other interesting thing is that it hits on a theme that we really wanted to explore this year to kind of how do we react emotionally to all the grief and chaos and death and destruction? And one way is to, collapse in on yourself, and the other way is, if I'm alive, I'm chosen. I'm here for a reason. And it really sets up the stakes of just being a very archetypal kind of storytelling, where this ship is kind of like Noah's Ark, and people on the ship, the Master Chief and other people, they think, maybe they're the chosen. Maybe they were alive for a reason. Maybe they're the first. So it really sets up an almost biblical kind of rivalry between our good guys and the bad guys. And only one of them will be able to emerge.
Off of that group, I was wondering, Patrice is obviously still on the ship. She's also naturally immune. Are we going to see her play a part in the story at all?
She has her own feelings about the immunes and what it means, and she's obviously in a distinctive position on that ship. There will also be, I will tease that there may be some immunes that we come in contact with that may actually become unlikely allies with us. That's all I can say on that point, but it's a little tease.
Now that you're in your second year, how are your sea legs?
My sea legs? Just as bad. I had to get off the TV Guide yacht today, even though it was still sitting in the harbor. It was bobbing a little bit, and I couldn't do the they had the virtual reality thing in the convention center where you just and I was warned, don't even try it. They know me, so I am the creator of a show about ships, and I don't like to get on ships, so that's why we write, we sublimate. So
of course, we're seeing more ships in the future. I was curious in the episode where the aircraft branched out and spread the cure. I spent 22 years in the military, and I'm thinking that just going to see they have to refuel, they have to support any other units that emerge through time and make help rebuild.
I will say that finding a way to build an infrastructure for the country so that they can disseminate the cure and spread it to many people is one of the central ideas or problems of the season.
Are they going to...
Nowadays with Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead, there's a lot of series about good people turning bad. Do you think this is a way for the characters in the last season? Or some of them?
I think our heroes are good people, flawed people who are trying to hold on to being good. And I think that that's one of the things that people enjoy about the show, is that there are a lot of anti-hero lead characters on television now, and I find those shows to be really interesting. I love Mad Men, I love Breaking Bad, I love Sopranos. But I think there's a slight saturation of that idea, of that anti-hero idea, and you've got Nurse Jackie, and you've got on the female side too. So I think that we provide something that's a little different, which is, I love Walter White, but I can't quite identify with him, and whereas I can identify with the people on the ship. They're good people in a very difficult situation, trying to hold on to their humanity, and that's just a theme that I'm interested in exploring. You'll see in the villains that, and the people that are part of the immune group, they're there's levels to their villainy, and some of them are just decent people who've gone astray. Others of them are really truly ruthless and not rebellion. But so that's something that will be explored in the series. But you're not going to see Tom Chandler, selling crystal meth anytime soon. So.
I want to kind of clarify something that I hadn't been able to figure out. The group that seemed kind of uber religious, they're also a group of immunes. And so are we going to meet more pockets of immunes across the country, or are they just going to be sort of seafaring people that we find mystically with submarines and other sorts of crafts?
What we're suggesting in the episode we've already seen is that there seems to be groups that are already established in America, and they're spread out, and one of the things that we will explore is how organized are they? How widely are they spread? How connected are they? And what are the mechanisms for how they communicate in order to figure out how powerful they are? That's one of the things that will be explored in a major way in the episodes to come, and the whole season.
You're telling a fairly large story, and do you find it difficult, or is there a concern about making sure that as the story progresses, you're keeping it open to new viewers while also maintaining the interest of the viewers that have been there from the very beginning?
It's a good question. I think in this day and age, you can't really focus on that. You can't really focus on, I have to be worried about that someone can turn on Last Ship in season 2, episode 5, and know what's going on. They can't. But the way that people watch television is you don't need to do it that way. People can go back and they can watch the shows, or they can read a synopsis on Wikipedia and come in, and they won't get the full experience and the texture of it, but they can catch up if they want to read the synopsis, or they can invest 14-15 hours and then get caught up to speed pretty quickly in 3 nights of staying up on their couches, which is the way I watch TV. So I think most of us, thankfully, don't have to worry about that anymore, and it's very liberating to not have to worry about it. It's what's really enabled people to do with serialized television. You can't go into Game of Thrones in the middle of season 3 and start watching and have any idea what's going on. But that's part of what makes it so novelistic and beautiful and complex. It's, you don't want something that's that accessible. Because then that's a show that people can get up and go to the bathroom and miss 10 minutes and not care about it. And there were very successful shows that ran for a lot of years that were like that. But that's just, I think, not the direction TV's going in,